Okay, my beautiful people, I am not in the mood to put on any makeup right now, but I am in the mood to talk about purging, the topic of purging and manifestation. So we are just going to sit down, you and me, and have an important chat about this because it's been a little bit since I've talked about purging, this really uncomfortable thing that happens when you're manifesting, and it's important that we revisit it because I think some people are forgetting that manifestation is a science, and scientifically, purging just happens, especially when you're manifesting something that's very important to you and you've already built opposing beliefs to it. It's really normal that you experience purging. But let's get into this today because I just want to reassure you that purging is, again, normal. It's not actually a threat to you. I think some people are so freaked out even by the word purging, and it is a heavy word. It's kind of a weird word, but people are so freaked out by the idea of purging that they resist even visiting the science of why it happens. But ironically, when you're armed with the science of like, oh, I understand why this happens, you get through purges a lot better. You're not so affected by them. You know how to handle them when they happen, and you persist in your manifestation, and then boom, you get your manifestation. Whereas if you're unarmed with knowledge, when the purge happens, when you have no defense against the purge when it happens, you are gonna flounder. You're gonna give up on your manifestation, or you're gonna give in to the purge and start to spiral back in it. So again, let's get into this and just clear all of this purge stuff up. But quickly, before we get into it, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Genevieve. I'm a manifestation teacher here on YouTube. I try to make manifestation very healthy and explain things to you in a deeper way so that we kind of hit on some of the nuances. Manifestation, as many of you know, is very, very simple, but because we are humans, these complex humans that like to make a simple thing problematic all of a sudden, let's make it more complex. I like to address the human things, the human complexities that we can add to manifestation that then make it seem harder than it is. So if you like my style of coaching, if you like the content, the things I offer on this channel, there are ways you can work with me. I have courses that you can get and start doing them right now. Courses about lots of different topics that could be helpful to you. I also offer private coaching. I also have a group coaching call that I do at the end of the month. To be a part of that, you just join the platinum tier of the membership on my YouTube channel here. And quick reminder, for anyone who lives in the state of Colorado, I am doing an in-person 6-month women's manifesting group. It's going to start in January 2026, go till June 2026. So if you are in Colorado, or if you know a woman in Colorado who might be interested in this, check out the form to apply is down in the description below. I might talk more about that at the end if you want more info, but I'm trying to keep this concise here because I know you just want to hear about the purging. So let's just get into that. But first, let me define what is purging. As many of you know, manifestation is a process of reprogramming your subconscious. To put it in a very scientific, not so spiritual way, you are reprogramming your mind. So for example, if you are manifesting relationships and you are practicing the affirmation or the belief, I am a priority, I am prioritized. So you are affirming that, you are focusing on that every day so that your subconscious gets reprogrammed. But guess what? You have spent your whole life up until now maybe feeling like you were really not prioritized. It's a big part of your old story, as we put it, or simply just your old programming, that you were not prioritized. And you probably had a lot of legitimate human experiences, especially as a kid, that validated and even caused that programming to begin with. That, yep, you're not a priority, you're not prioritized, and that is the existing programming that's already in you. It's already very real. It feels very natural to you. It's not something you even have to think about, because when you have a programmed belief, you can just take it for granted. It's like, yep, I'm not prioritized, and I'm really used to that. I've got a lot of evidence that it's true. There it is. So now that you're manifesting and you are really focusing on your new identity, your new energy that you're claiming, and you're saying, nope, I am a priority. I'm always prioritized. I've always been prioritized. I'm a priority in all my relationships. The people that I like always prioritize me. You are choosing that is the kind of energy that you're embodying. Well, guess what? It is really natural, especially again, if you have a lifelong history of accepting that you were not prioritized. it is really natural that I'm not prioritized stuff is gonna be really not okay with your new focus, your new identity being that you are prioritized. But I want to quickly explain why that is, because again, I think the science of this is going to help you to accept the process more, because a lot of us think with our moral part of our egos that because it seems obviously better for us to accept that we are prioritized, we will have a harsh judgment on ourselves that's like, why is it so hard for me to accept that I am prioritized? Why is my old programming so stubborn? Because it's like this moral part of our conscious mind thinks of belief systems in good or bad. Like, okay, it's obviously good that I should accept that I'm prioritized. So why is it so hard for my mind to let go of this obviously bad programming? But you have to remember that your deeper programming, the deeper wiring of your subconscious does not think in moral ways. This is also why manifestation in general is not moral. It's not based off of you being good, you earning your manifestation because you're good, you're in good energy. It is not moral at all. Manifestation and your inner programming operates completely on what is real. It doesn't think about, oh, what's better for me to believe or what's better for me to do. It's all about this very primal sense of what is real to me and what is not real. And remember, I'm putting real in quotations because real is actually very subjective. It's subjective to the programming. It's all about what does this primal programming think is real and what does it think is not real. So please let go of this moral condemning of yourself, because I see this a lot in people where they will intellectually know, yeah, of course, I'm supposed to believe that I'm loved. I'm supposed to know that I'm prioritized. I'm supposed to know and choose and accept that I'm loved. And then they're hard on themselves about it because, again, this moral part of your conscious mind thinks that it should be easy to just accept that. But scientifically, it's not about it being moral. It's about a programming. Your deeper subconscious mind doesn't care if your new story is morally or objectively better for you. It, again, just cares about what is real, what has been the reality of our experience. So even though it's objectively bad for you, that you still carry this belief that you're not prioritized or you're not chosen, the programming doesn't care. It just knows this is what's been real, is that we're not chosen. And to the programming, it literally feels like a protection of your survival, a protection of your sanity, actually, to keep accepting, yeah, it's normal for you to keep going back to you're not prioritized, you're not chosen, because that's what's real. So now that you get that, I bet you already intuitively understand the purge a little bit better. That when you are saying this totally opposite experience of reality, that is, yep, I'm so prioritized, I've always been prioritized, I've always been chosen, you are focusing on that. This very real threat, it's again, very primal, it is beneath conscious observing. It's a primal sense within you that's like, whoa, this is just not normal. And again, it doesn't care that it's a better idea that you're chosen or that you're prioritized. It just goes with this is a threat to what has been real, what is real. And the programming only knows what's been real. So the programming, in all of its primal intelligence, wants to pull you back into it. It wants to be like, whoa there, you're being cray-cray. It's time to get back to reality. And reality is that you are not chosen. You are not prioritized. And look at this. We've got tons of evidence to show you that, yeah, it's true that you are not prioritized and you're not chosen. And just now I realized I didn't really even define what the purge is in manifestation speak. So really how you will consciously experience the purge is that often it happens when you're doing kind of well. So let's say it's been a couple days. It often doesn't even take long. It's a couple days that you're really focusing on, I'm prioritized, I'm chosen, and maybe you're even really feeling pretty good about it for a few days or whatever it is. Then, all of a sudden, let's say you wake up on the third day after you're focusing great, you're feeling great for 3 days, on the third, fourth day, whatever, you wake up and suddenly you're just feeling like all of that pain from your past experiences of not being chosen, not being prioritized, all that time that you were left out, that you were abandoned, that you were ignored, all of that pain and all of those thoughts that would accompany that pain is just like viscerally there, and you have no idea why. Because I'll also say this too, it tends to happen very quickly and automatically like that, where it's like, whoa, it's like I just suddenly feel really in it. I'm really in that old experience of not being chosen. It often comes with seemingly no reason, like there's no physical stimuli that happens, although I'll get to that part because often the purge too can create opposite things happening in 3D reality as well. But typically the purge is an internal purge, but again, external purges definitely happen too. We'll get there. But now that you understand the science of the purge, here's how you handle it. You have to just let it flow through you. You have to acknowledge it for what it is and not give into it. Because this is what I meant at the beginning of the video, that if you are mentally unprepared, if your ego doesn't have any defense against this purge, then it's really normal that you'll feel this happening to you and you'll just be like, oh my God, obviously manifestation's not working. Obviously my affirmations aren't working. Obviously I need a different technique, or I need a different thing. Something's not working because I'm not supposed to feel like this. This is not good. That, and or you will just start spiraling in the purge. Like you'll be feeling all those feelings, you'll be having all those thoughts, and you'll just get really swept up in it, just like the riptide of a wave. You're just like really like, yep, this is real. I totally agree. Yep, you are right. All that programming is trying to feed me back all this stuff to prove to me that this is what's real. I'm in it and I agree. Like this is real. It's stupid to focus on, you know, me being prioritized. It doesn't make any sense for me to focus on that because this is what's really real. So that's the mistake that people can make when they are purging. But again, the real way to handle purging is to be the observer. Because remember, you are this being of consciousness that is beyond all human experience. That's why I put real in quotations or reality in quotations, because even the preferred reality of I am prioritized, I am chosen, isn't really you. It's just the experience that you are focusing on claiming. It's the experience you're choosing to identify with as a human, but you're only able to make that choice to identify with the new version of you because you are not any of the versions. You are the operant power. You are the observer of all these options of human experience that you can go into, but you are not any of them. So that's why all reality is in quotations, because we're all just making it up based off of perception, based off of programming. We're just making it all up as we go. So again, the bottom line is when you are having a big emotional purge, it's got all the emotions, it's got all the thoughts, your job is to ride that wave. You're not going to fight it. You're not going to argue with it. You're not going to tell it, oh, this isn't my reality. I'm glad I remembered to mention that, because that's another way that you're actually resisting the purge. The goal of the purge, I should actually call it, let's call it releasing and not purging, because that's a gentler word and it's the exact same thing. The goal is that you are just going to let it release. You are just going to let it flow through you. You're going to see it for what it is. Of like, yep, I get it. Scientifically, I know this is part of the process. This is my old programming leaving. It's taking its last stand to try to convince me that it's a better idea, it's a safer idea, not because it's morally better, but just because it's what's been real to me. So I'm not going to argue with it. I'm not going to fight with it. I'm not going to agree with it. I'm just going to observe it. And that's a skill. I get it. It's a skill. You kind of have to just buckle down and just observe it, ride the wave, don't fight it, just let it pass through you. But here's the other big thing. You are continuing to persist through the purge. You are still claiming that even in the moments of those heavy emotions releasing, you are still claiming that you are who you are. And I'm saying that delicately because it's nuanced. You're not trying to fight the purge, because remember, I don't want you to say to the purge, oh, this isn't my reality, in this kind of resistant way. It's more that you are acknowledging the purge, but you're also acknowledging a higher truth, if that makes sense. The higher truth is the new story is still very much true, that you are prioritized even in those moments that you feel that you're not prioritized. It's so important to keep persisting, because again, what a lot of people do is they have a really heavy emotional purge and then they just give up. They just let the purge kind of win, and they're like, okay, obviously this doesn't work, not doing this anymore. Again, not realizing that it's a part of the science of it, that the purge happens, but you need to keep deciding, I don't care that I just felt all those crazy emotions. I'm still going to focus in this light, gentle, but focused way on my new claiming. And the new claiming is that I'm prioritized. Even when I feel like shit because the old story is purging out of me, I am still prioritized. And then this leads me to the next level of purging, and that is the 3D purging. Because let's say you have done that. You got through an inner purge of emotions and you persisted and you've learned how to stabilize. Okay, I'm stable in being able to just sort of allow and ignore the old story purging up. But now the 3D might purge. And I'm not saying this is gonna happen to you. It's more that this is scientifically what can happen. A lot of people experience this in their journey. The next step is that the 3D will purge. The 3D is gonna show you the opposite, as people say. Or really the way that I think of it is most of the time, it's just that the 3D doesn't give you any movement. So even though you've been persisting in your new focus, that you are prioritized, you are chosen, everyone prioritizes you, you have been persisting in that, you're even feeling good about it now. But the 3D is either still doing nothing or it's showing you the opposite or even doing something, that you don't really like. Well, guess what? You apply the exact same thing about the inner purge I described, you apply that to the 3D. You are non-reactive. You are not taking the bait on it. Just like you're not taking the bait on the internal stuff coming up, you're also not going to take the bait on the external showing you nothing or showing you the opposite. You are going to persist because all of this is inner work. As Neville Goddard says, everyone's quoting it, there's no one to change but self. So you are not focusing on the 3D at all. You are not giving it any credit. You're not allowing it to change your mind of who you've decided is you, who you are claiming as, yep, this energy, this is my energy, I'm going to keep claiming it. Don't care what the 3D is doing. I'm still claiming this is my energy. This is the nature of persisting. This is what persisting really means, is that you're not changing your mind about who you are. You're still claiming your focus about your energy that you're claiming, no matter what the 3D is doing and no matter what your inner stuff is doing. I hope that that cleared up some stuff for you because, as I said, there's almost like a fearful stigma around talking about purging. But if we don't talk about it, like I said, people will not know what to do when they are purging. They're not gonna think it's normal. They're gonna think that they're doing manifestation wrong. They're gonna think that they're broken or something. But really, purging is a really normal, again, it's a part of the science of how programming works and how you reprogram yourself. It's really normal to have purging, or ego backlash is another way that people sometimes describe it. And remember, it's just a very primal survival tactic of your old programming. It doesn't mean that you're bad at manifesting or that you're bad or that you're dumb because you can't seem to get on board with the new idea that you are prioritized. It just means that your system is purging, it's releasing, and you have to let it release. If you don't let it release and you kind of keep holding on to it like, yep, this is me, I guess, then the purge turns into just your agreement with the old programming. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be intellectually prepared for the processes that happen, again, scientifically, as we manifest. You'll also notice that purging really only happens with things that you already have opposing beliefs to. Like a common thing people notice is like, oh, I never seem to have any purges when I'm manifesting something that I don't really care that much about. When I already am kind of neutral or it's just not that important to me, it's easy to manifest. But when I'm manifesting something that I really care about, there always seems to be a purge. And it's because, the things that you care about or the things that you've been striving for a long time often have a lot of opposing weight within you, or opposing beliefs, or opposing programming, whatever you want to call it. Programming that tells you, oh, this thing is hard to get, or I don't know if that thing is meant for you. And that's partly why you care so much about it, because you've made it a little bit special, because the old programming made it seem like it was far away. So really just trust your own timing with all of this, like having patience with yourself and having a lighthearted, scientific attitude about this, where it's like, okay, I'm just going to keep doing my focusing work every day. I'm going to focus on what I need to focus on. And if you need help knowing what to focus on, then doing something like one of my courses would be a good idea, because it gives you every day, here is the homework, here's what you should be focusing on. So maintain this very patient. You're not freaking out about the 3D reality. We're just like totally practicing, not really caring about what it's doing. I know that's difficult to do, but we're really keeping a focus on, this is what's best for me. This is what's empowering to me. It's empowering to me to stay focused on how prioritized I am. And even if I'm purging, I'm gonna stay focused on knowing that I am so prioritized. Okay, that is what I have for you today. I'll just quickly mention about the Colorado Women's Manifestation Group again. If you want to apply, it's going to be in the Denver, Boulder area. We're not totally sure yet because I am kind of manifesting with you applicants in that wherever the most people are applying from, so if most people are applying from Denver, then we will pick the location that is in Denver. So I say that because even if you're in any part of like the Front Range area, apply. If you're interested, if you genuinely feel like, oh my God, I would love to be a part of an in-person manifesting women's group with Genevieve, and you're in Colorado, I will not accept anyone who's not in Colorado. If you are out of state, unfortunately, it's not going to work. I'll try to do other in-person things in other places in the future. That's definitely part of my own manifestation goals. But for now, it's important that this is like truly like local people, like people that really live in the Front Range of Colorado, Boulder, Denver, Longmont, I guess. So that's that. Again, check out the application in the description below if you want to apply to be a part of it. And there's more information about pricing and everything. It's in the application. All right, that is it for today. Please let me know your thoughts, your questions, whatever is coming up for you. I know this was an important reminder for a lot of you to get you back on track if you have been kind of giving in to a purge or kind of stuck in a purge. So let me know what you're thinking, and I will see you guys in my next video. All right, bye.